After a long, hard day's work, we're going to have ourselves some fun. Already set up and ready to go. Some good old Ninja Gaiden 3. Ninja Gaiden 3, I should say. I'm going to get roasted for that, but it's fine. Look at these awesome cutscenes. This game is extremely hard. I don't know what more could be said about it. I've done really well with mastering 2 out of the 3. Not fully. But these games, you need to have the quickness and remember every little spawn that each enemy will bring. Know how to glitch them out, the whole 9 yards. We're going to let that guy go. I know this video is entitled Pickups for my birthday, but you know, I've been playing this a lot over the last couple of days. Should I say last couple of weeks, it feels like, honestly. Oh, really? Look at how much damage that does. 2 guys getting hit twice. Wow. That's out of control. Do any of you have any idea, or have ever played this game before, rather? Or any of the Ninja Gaidens? This one is so tough. Limited continues. The cheapest of all cheap enemies. And we're going to at least get through the first stage. The other night I got through the 3rd stage without any hits whatsoever. Such a good game, but really tough. Can I do it? This guy's toast. See you later, you're out. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's just watch a cutscene, we'll get to the video. This isn't an ordinary lab. Oh no, it's Ryu. Or Ryu. Who's there? Don't be frightened. I want to do something. I want you to do something for me. What? Go to the Castle Rock Fortress. To get there, you'll have to get past all the traps your enemy has set for you. Because I'm going to listen to some guy that's randomly showing up and telling me to do something. You're the only one that can make it. Who is the enemy? What is the Castle Rock Fortress? Fair questions. I don't have time to give you the details now. Once you get there, you'll learn all about Irene. If you didn't know, Irene was killed at the beginning of this. Alright. So, got through that pretty good. How you doing, everybody? This is Jason's House of Fun and Video Games, bringing you today. I wish it was a review on that, because that will be coming sooner than later, I'm sure. But we're bringing you today something just as good. Birthday pickups. My birthday was the 13th of January, so it was last week. I'm now 37 years old. Yay! I don't know what it does. I don't know what that means, but hey, I'm a year older. Excuse me. Agua. Very good. So, before I go into everything else, and that was completely random, I know, but I gotta do what I gotta do. It's my video, right? Thank you very much for the kind support, kind words, everybody that's reached out to me. I'm gonna say it one more time because it means the world to me. On my most recent couple of videos where, you know, a couple of roll of the dice. That's something fun I like to do here and there. But the very important one, very special, very personal one was the second special update. If you want to know anything more about me personally, it's a good video to check out. I hope the message, it appears to be received very well and very positive, and getting lots of feedback from it, from a lot of you folks out there, as well as folks in, you know, my personal life. So, after suffering a loss and having my birthday the next day, I didn't really know what to expect. I do have 2 children, and also for myself, you got to try to get to some sort of normalcy. So, did the best I could, try to get out of the funk. You know, within a day of, you know, going through services for somebody you really cared for that is no longer with you. Very difficult, but you know, we got through it. And if you want to know anything more, definitely check that out so you know what I'm talking about. I'm not some crazy person here. I mean, I am, but there's a reason for it. There's a rhyme behind the reason. A method to the madness, if I may. So definitely check that out. But thank you very much for all your support. I know we pumped out about 3 videos in like 2 days, which is not really like me. I don't usually have that much time, but I did have some time to kind of chill out, calm down, cope, and try to move forward. That's the biggest message I could say in all my videos, which will be in every description, is the word moving forward. It's all in capitals. It means a lot to me, and I think that every bad thing that you go through, or sad thing or whatever, you have to learn something from it. And moving forward for me has always been very important, since life hasn't been that easy. I'm very fortunate. I got a house over my head, or a roof over my head rather, good paying job, and a wonderful family that loves me. So there's a lot of other folks out there that don't necessarily have those things. One of them, 2 of them, none of them. So I feel very fortunate, but at the same time, when you do lose somebody that you care about, it's tough. And like I said, go back to that video if you want to see more, but let's get off of the sadness and the sorrow. We're going to have some fun. So I wanted to definitely make sure that I brought some normalcy back to my immediate family, my kids, my girlfriend Cynthia, and just try to move forward. So for my birthday, we had some cake. We got to celebrate it. Happy birthday. The whole spiel. I've heard it a bunch of times at this point, but it's always very special, and I feel very fortunate. Whether I got gifts or not didn't mean anything to me. I got to spend time with folks, my family, rather, that mean the world to me and keep me going. So super excited. But we did get a good game store video and our game store stop in. I really wanted to just do something to get my mind off of things, and what better way than going to the game store and spending some cash. So I want to go over those pickups with you, and believe you me, you will not be disappointed. So we'll get right into it. We'll go over the easiest ones. So the bag didn't go anywhere. You probably didn't see that, but I did. It was horrible. Universal power cord for the Xbox One. So I have one, and I don't have a power cord. I didn't have a controller. So I've been waiting at the thrift months and months and months and months and months, and nothing's shown up. But I was able to get that because I had a feeling that they did have one. And a controller. It's from Old School. I have no idea. This is a third-party one, and it's corded, which is great because I have no interest in non-corded controllers for older consoles. I just don't. They're a pain, and I know with a lot of the newer Xbox, like 360 and stuff, it mostly requires the old AA batteries, and you could burn through those pretty quick. Excuse me, I've been at work all day, and I just want to shoot this. So if I go on a little bit, that's why. I'm not bored. I'm super pumped. But I got one controller, so now I'll be able to fire that system up and see if it works. Definitely a potential vid. And then we got some games. Nothing super rare, but a couple of ones that I wanted to get. So we're going to go over them, of course. So what do we got here? For the Xbox, now that we can actually play it, Superman, the Man of Steel. I don't know if this is going to be as good or as bad, depending on how you look at it, with the Superman 64 game, because we all know how that went. But looks pretty cool. I'd really like to get the one for Genesis. I've yet to track that down, but probably fairly expensive. Love doing that. But still, definitely want it at some point. That looks like a really good game. We're going to try to do this in somewhat of an order, where it makes sense. There we go. That makes more sense now. A couple more Xbox games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Battle Nexus 2. I don't know if this is a fighting game or what it is. I think I had it at one point, but I figured why not? I'm going to give it a try. Plus it comes with the original game, or should I say the original arcade game, which, behind me I have already, but pretty cool. And this is just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I didn't even know this existed on the Xbox, but hopefully it's really good. It looks like a really cool art style, almost like that cell shaded one. I've never played it before. All these games are, for the most part, complete. I almost pulled the trigger on a Conquer Reloaded game. It's for the Xbox. It's fairly expensive, not too expensive, about like $50. So I guess it's expensive enough, but for $50 and not having the manual, wasn't interested. So we kind of passed on it. But all the rest of the games are complete, unless I say otherwise. This one right here, I have, I think, House of the Dead 2 and 3 for the Wii, if I remember correctly. House of the Dead 2 for the Xbox. Anybody play this in the arcades? I think it was just House of the Dead, but man, that arcade ate a lot of my money back in the day, and lots of fun. And it was only on Xbox. I don't believe this went anywhere else on PlayStation or anything. I just want to make sure I get that in the picture pretty good, so hopefully you'll be able to see that. And I think we only got one GameCube game, The Incredible Hulk. When I had my PS2, I grabbed this a long time ago, and I ended up selling it. I wish I didn't, but this is a pretty good game. Make sure you can see that pretty well. It's a lot of fun. I like to break stuff and be the Hulk and be big and green and mean. Mean, green, smashing machine. This is the game you're going to get. I think I ended up finding it again on PS2. I just can't remember. I've gotten a lot of games at the thrift over the last year or so. But super excited to have that to the collection. Always excited to grab a GameCube game that isn't too expensive. And now we'll go on to some... Oh, we got one more Xbox. Sorry. This is one I didn't know existed. I missed this one. I must have slept on this one. But again, I think at this point, I didn't have an Xbox. I got rid of it. I really wish I didn't because it was so, I keep very good care of my systems, clean, pristine. And I got rid of it because I wanted a PS3. And I'll never do it again. WWE WrestleMania 21. So, I don't know how good this game is. I've only seen a little bit on it, but it looks like a lot of fun. I've been getting a lot of the old WWE games, honestly. And hopefully this is no different than some of the ones I played recently. I played 2020 not too long ago, and a lot of people say that they really had a problem with it. I see a lot of the bugs and everything, but it's actually not too bad. But some of the character models, the faces at least, my goodness, and some of the physics, that's still there. But it looks like they got rid of a lot of those problems. But again, super excited to add another wrestling game to the collection. Now we got some PS2 games, really just filler, but games I eventually wanted and weren't too expensive. Area 51. I had this on PlayStation 1. Really liked it, and for whatever reason, I traded it in years and years and years ago. Couldn't find it. Finally found one without the manual, and I just said, oh, I'm going to take it. It's not that expensive because online it's fairly expensive. Pretty cool. And if any of you know anything about these games or, really enjoy them, it's your favorite game or whatever, let me know, of course, in the comments down below. Spawn, Armageddon. Don't know much about this one, but it's a Spawn game, and I've actually grown to like the Spawn movie that came out back in, I think it was 97, with John Leguizamo as Clown, and then there was a few other people in the movie as well. That's the only one I can remember now, but when I first saw it, I was like, this is not really that good, but then... I always say, watch it on TV, you'll have more of appreciation for it. So I actually like it. I'd actually like to hunt that down on Laserdisc at one point. That's definitely a Laserdisc movie for me, for sure. But, again, looks like a pretty cool game. Definitely bought. Another one for the wrestling is WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. I thought I had this, but I have 06. I think I have 08. I might have a few more. There's some of them I don't have interest for, but... the big one that I want is Here Comes the Pain. And that is a very expensive one for whatever reason, but it's one of the better ones that were released. So, cool to pop that in. And I got this one. And funny story, because I could have swore that I had this. And even when I came home, I looked. I'm like, I could have swore I had this. Maybe I just didn't scan it in. But Oh no, I didn't. Big Mother Truckers. Why? Because it looks funny. And I've seen some videos and reviews on it. It's certainly not the best game, but I don't know. Give it a try. Why not? And let's see what we got here. We're gonna have to do some restacking here. I have Cynthia here with me to be able to help me do this correctly. She always makes it look really good. And last but certainly not least, I know I had one of them, and I don't know if it was for PlayStation. I have a bunch of Rampages, but Rampage 2 Universal Tour for the PS1. I love Rampage, so much fun. The 64 version actually is a pretty good one. A lot of people feel very differently about the 64. I'm actually okay with the 64. Some of the games on there are just and they don't have a large selection, but the games that are good, the Super Mario, of course, bunch of others that are on there. Conker's Bad Fur Day, that's what made me think of Conker's Reloaded. That's a really hard one. I actually have that somewhere up there. I bought it from the same game store a couple of years ago, complete in box. Box wasn't in the best condition, but still, that's a very tough game to find in a really good condition at a lower price. So I'm pretty excited to pop this in and try it out. You know what I was really looking for? I was looking for WrestleMania the arcade game for PS1. Couldn't find it. I have it for Genesis, and I have In Your House for PlayStation, which I got a couple years ago as well from the game store. But cool, added. And now let's get to the real good stuff. So that was stuff I just saw and I really wanted. Like, you know, some filler titles, but definitely would try them out. They look cool, but we got some good stuff here. And let's get to it. So I'm going to hold off on those, even though it's tough to decide which one I want to show you first. But I got some grails. Not like super grails, like I didn't find Snatcher or Keel Flying Squadron or an NWC cart. Colonies be unpopped. What am I doing? But to me, they're grails, and these are in super good condition. I've already read through one of them at my leisure, but I'm definitely going to keep these in the plastic they're in. I got some Nintendo Powers, and apparently this came from Chester, Virginia. So we'll try to cover up that person's name, but somebody turned in, I guess, a bunch of these, and what? Like, I couldn't believe I was seeing them in the condition they were all in. May, June 1989. Just for the ads alone are awesome. And look at that amazing seal of approval from Nintendo. This has the Turtles on. It has a Ninja Gaiden Part 2 review. Blown away. Here's another one. You know I'm a big Mario fan. Super Mario Brothers 3. I wonder if this came all from the same person. I can't tell, but it's awesome. I've gone through a few of them, not all of them so far, but as soon as I saw the Castlevania ones, you knew I was picking them up because I'm a huge fan of Castlevania. This one is from, I don't know, it's volume 32. I think they started doing volumes at one point because that was 1990, that Mario one, but this one is volume 32. Keep your gaming high with an 800 number. I wonder if that number's still around. I wonder what would happen if you called it. I'm not going to, because God only knows who's going to be on the opposite side of that, because it's probably disconnected at this point, or somebody else bought it for other reasons. But stay in the game by maintaining your Nintendo products. Nintendo Power. Boom! Awesome. This one right here, another special one. And it had a piece of, this one's taped. This is one I haven't opened yet, but it has something blocking the back of it. But this is from January, February 1990. Oh yes, Jack Nicholson and Batman. You got that Joker. Love that Joker. I'd show you the back, but it's completely covered. So I guess somebody was trying to protect it, but it's always good to find these. I have yet to find these at the thrift. Now, I found a stack of these at the thrift. And they were like, oh, just $1. These things go for super buku money, some of them online. And the game store charges a pretty penny for them, but not as much online. This one right here is one I did open, I believe. And but it's got the white backboard behind it to protect it. Of course, you know, March, April 1989, what was I doing? Probably hoping to play Ninja Gaiden. Just look at the art in this. And I went through this, and it was like, it was going over, what was it going over? I think it was going over some sort of trade show or something like that. It wasn't NWC related, but just seeing some of the cool things were coming soon and knowing what they would be. They were talking about, I think they were talking about track field, the power pad and all this stuff and how it was going to do amazing things. And I've seen some videos on those. Track and field doesn't really do it for me. It's okay. It's a button masher. I don't have a power pad, but I'm pretty sure if I did, my big buns would probably break it. But you never know. Maybe I'll get one someday and make a video on it. It'd be funny. There's always reasons to make a video and look like a fool jumping around and stuff. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things of Nintendo Power. There was a few more in there. Just didn't interest me. I saw the front covers and I was like, want that, want that, want that, want that. All in the case, of course. Last and certainly not least, super excited to finally add some complete in box Nintendo games. Good old NES. Three Stooges. I already have it loose, but I did not have it complete in box. Not a super expensive game, but it has everything in it from the styrofoam on the bottom to the instructions. And a lot of people feel a couple different ways about this. I have the PlayStation version of this as well. I thought it was pretty good, and I had a ton of fun with this. You know what I'm really good at in this? There's a bunch of different mini games you can play, and you just try to raise money for an orphanage to save it because the bank's going to take it or whatever. It's actually a short of theirs. And then there's multiple shorts mixed in with the mini games. But my favorite part of this is the cracker part. Because I don't know why. I just like it, and I've gotten pretty far in it. I think I actually beat it. I think you can get up to maybe $300-400. I'm not sure, but I think I beat it finally. But it takes an awful long time and a lot of patience, but it's fun. And the other one is the Stooges trivia. I'm a huge Three Stooges fan. And again, another thing I'd love to make a video on. That video would be a long one because I got a lot to say about the Stooges. And I've been watching them since I was a kid. Whenever I went over my grandmother's house to just visit her and her mother, she ended up taking care of throughout her life. Every Saturday, if I was over there, slept over on a Friday, Saturday, we'd sit in the morning and watch the Stooges and, of course, cartoons and stuff like that. It's funny because my great-grandfather would do the same thing with the Stooges. And I didn't get to meet him because he unfortunately passed away in '78, which is a few years before I was born. But he basically did the same thing on Saturdays that I did, and I didn't even know it until later on in life. I was like, wow, that's crazy. But super excited to add that to the collection. It's already ready to go, and I had to move some stuff around in the game room to be able to fit these. But another one, just look at this. Look at that cover. Some good old Ghosts and Goblins. Now, if you don't know anything about this game, I have yet to get very far in this. I've beaten the Super Ghouls and Ghosts for Super Nintendo because I practiced on that years ago every day for 3 hours. No longer, no earlier, for 6 months straight. That's what took me to master that game. And I actually even beat it on the hard mode as well, I believe. Or I got to this... I think you beat the game and then it sends you back. Same thing with this. And then you're going to play it again. It's even harder because you need... this one you just need to beat it again. The other one you need a special item to be able to beat the final boss, which is one of the devils. And if you know anything about this game, I'm not just talking about the flying devil, I'm talking about the end devil. But those devils are a pretty big pain in the buns. And actually with Super Ghouls and Ghosts, the devil, I think it was Balthazar, I don't remember what his name is, probably completely wrong, but they actually made another game after that called Demon's Crest, which is really good. So it's interesting to play as Balthazar, whatever his name is, and play it in Super Ghouls and Ghosts. And it's just great because it's an awesome game. But super tough. Only the strong survive with some of these NES games. But I think I've gotten to the 4th stage on this, maybe the 3rd. I gotta take some time with it, but just look at the cover. I can't say it enough. This is definitely awesome. Of course, Club Eaton box, I mean cardboard instructions, and of course the styrofoam at the bottom. Game looked like it was in really good condition, and I'm super excited to finally add this into the collection. And that about wraps it up. So let me give you another look around here again. Oh, just whacked the wall. Let me know down in the comments section down below, what was your favorite thing you got? I can't spin this too fast because when I've tried it before, I've had to re-edit videos or redo videos because everything went flying. But you see all the goods. What was your favorite? What was your favorite pickup of mine for my birthday pickups? Was it the complete in box games? Was it the Nintendo Power? Was it the PS2, Xbox? Is it finally the fact that I can hook up the Xbox original OG system and finally play some games? You let me know, as always, in the comment section down below. And also, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Join the House of Fun and Video Games. 84, and I know I've been going over this. 84 folks. 83, 82, 78, 75. I don't know. It keeps bouncing back and forth, but I'm cool. 84, because that's the year I was born in. That's a pretty good number. Have decided to join the House of Fun and Video Games. And I bet you when they did subscribe, they hit that notification bell. Because anytime I post once a year thing where I get some pickups, any thrift time and finds, whenever I decide to bring that back, any reviews. I mean, there's plenty. It's just time needs to be on my side. You'll be notified of that right away. Anyway, folks, this is Jason from Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. The work week has begun. Tomorrow's Tuesday, and I gotta go back to work, but not super early. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a good rest of your week. And I'm gonna go back and play some Ninja Gaiden 3, because I'm gonna get better at it. And then maybe I'll jump into some Ghosts and Goblins. Ooh, toughy. Later.